Thanks, ladies, and welcome to Week 5 of the Greyhound Roundup. I'm DJ Yoakley. In Week 4, we saw Greenville come into town, and we saw Wilmington really put Greenville to the test. Wilmington, of course, came out on top in that one, and they face another challenge in Week 5 when they go to Reynolds. Reynolds 0-4, not so good on paper, but the Hounds very, very disciplined. They know that what it's going to take to beat a very tough Raider team. So let's check out the highlights and what happened in Week 5 of the Greyhound Roundup.
Taking you out to Reynolds, where quarterback Jake Ryber and the captain of this Hounds team warming up, getting ready for a big one against the Raiders. First play for Hounds, handoff to Chris Burns. He breaks it down all the way to the end zone. 6 points. Hounds go up early, 7-0. The Hounds don't stop there. Little defense now. Fumbled handoff by the Raiders. Hounds pounce on it. That's Nate Reynolds, to be precise. And the Hounds, you don't want them to have the ball. You don't want to know why? Because they score, and they score a lot. But who's going to do it this time? It's not Bruno. It's not Ryber. It's Forrest Mintier into the end zone. One of his early touchdowns of the year for Forrest. Haven't heard much of his name, but hopefully during the playoffs we're going to. Hounds coaching staff spreading everything out. Quick fact, Hounds haven't given up a lead when they're up by 14 all year. They're not going to do it now because Jake Ryber takes the snap right here, hands off to Dave Bruno. Bruno follows his blocker, which happens to be his quarterback, Ryber, into the end zone for 6. Hounds go up big, and that's to the flavor of 20-0 because they missed the extra point. Now a handoff to Chris Burns. Late in the game, Burns is gone. 50 yards untouched, unprecedented for a running back to go 50 yards untouched in high school football, but he does. Hounds go up 27-0. And now Nick Regal, who is one of the best kickers in all of Pennsylvania from deep, puts up 3 for the Hounds, 30-0, and he is one of the solid points in this Hounds special team unit. Now, the Hounds are not going to stop. They are tenacious. They throw the ball. Raiders throw the ball, fired away, and Anthony DeRosa makes the pick and really settles this one down. But you know who's going to pick it right back up? Number 24, Dave Bruno, off the left side, fakes back to the right, goes all the way to the right side. Now you see him, now you don't. Now you do again, but he's in the end zone. It's too late for any Raiders to touch him. Final score in this one, 37-0 in favor of the Big Blue. Everybody's excited, as well as they should be, because the Hounds coming home to face Hickory for homecoming. Here's what Coach Borelli had to say.
Well, actually, we didn't know what to expect. This is always a big rivalry with Reynolds, and even though they are, 0-4 and we're 4-0, that really doesn't matter. So, we expected a football game when we came up here, and, we just tried to prepare hard for them as we would any team.
I give all the credit to the line, and there's 10 other guys out there blocking, working just as hard as I am, and I want to give them all the credit tonight. They did great.
We're all the backbone of this offense. I just like to give a lot of props to the backs because, we open up the holes for them. They hit them hard, they run hard, and, we're just a solid unit as far as I can see.
Next Friday.
We don't do it any other way but 1 week at a time. I haven't really even seen Hickory. I mean, we're playing Reynolds, and you've got to concentrate on Reynolds and play a good ball game. So if you look ahead and don't do that, then you lose your sharp, playing. And we'll go back and we'll prepare for Hickory.
There you have it. Final score, 34-7 in favor of the Hounds. Second team got in, got a little more experience, which is what Coach Borelli preaches. This week we'll be taking on Hickory at home for the homecoming. Of course, our cameras will be there, and of course, we'll be rooting for the Hounds the whole way. That does it for this week's edition of the Greyhound Roundup. I'm DJ Yoakley. Thanks for tuning in, and as always, go Hounds!